What do you get when you combine Lego bricks with a classic arcade game style? A working Lego pinball machine. Club TV recruited Lego model builder Mike to make this a reality and bring pinballs and Lego bricks together.
Hi, I'm Mike. I'm the associate model designer in the Enfield Model Shop. One of the first things I do when I start building a new model is look for inspiration. I try to figure out what exactly I want the model to look like when I'm finished with it. For this model in particular, I went and looked up images of all different types of pinball machines, and the ones that I really liked the most, I used elements that they had in them. From initial conception to finished product, this model took 40 hours to make. I really wanted the flippers to be fully functional. I wanted the ball to bounce around in the machine like a real pinball machine. I wanted the launcher to be fully functional as well. So the hardest part to implement was to make sure all of these things worked appropriately. As part of figuring out how the functionality of the pinball machine worked and where the objects would be relatively placed, I started with a prototype model that I used to actually figure out what worked well and what didn't work well. I used this to map out the locations of the bumpers and all the different elements within. I initially designed the channel at a lower level than the rest of the playing surface. Problem with that is the ball would hit this ramp and then shoot off of the pinball machine. After that, I decided I wanted everything to be flush because that was a problem. So in order to get everything flush, the shooter actually had to be pushed down. In order for the shooter to be pushed down below the flippers had to be inset into the machine further. So I had to redesign the flippers in order to have the channel one brick higher. I actually used a grease pencil to mark out roughly where I wanted things like bumpers to go ahead of time, so that way when I brought the ideas and the concepts into the digital realm, I knew that all I had to do from there was style them with color. So here I have the Photoshop file. I have different layers for each element in here. So this is the background you can see here with just strictly the color. And I used these colors and these shapes as a guide to build, and I laid the entire image over digital brick paper. So as I was designing it, I used essentially the shape of the brick as I was building. The initial idea for the arrow concept was going to be something like this, but it didn't feel like it fit the aesthetic, so I cut that out and used these arrows instead. My favorite feature about the pinball machine is probably the flippers. They were the hardest part to actually get to work the way that I really wanted them to. What I would do differently if I had more time and more bricks is probably implement fun features like light up bricks or sound bricks to make the experience more fun.
A working pinball machine is a pretty cool thing to build out of Lego bricks. But what are you inspired to build? Grab some Lego bricks and get creating. That's all for now, club members. Tune in next time for an all-new episode from all of us here at LEGO Club TV.